I stood frozen at the doorway, unable to believe what I was seeing. My wife, was in bed with another man, their bodies entangled, the betrayal raw and unmistakable. A surge of fury erupted within me, and before I could stop myself, I bellowed. "That's it, you bastardry finished?" I lunged forward instinctively, my training taking over. In one swift motion, I had my hand around his throat, his expression twisted from confusion to horror, color draining from his face. He clawed at my grip, gasping, flailing, but he was no match for the rage coursing through me. My grip tightened. He was weak, pathetic. I could feel his strength slipping away. Then her voice cut through the chaos. "Oh God, you're going to kill him?" she screamed. But it didn't matter. Not to me. Her panic only added fuel to the fire. And then pain. Blinding, sudden pain. A loud crack. My head exploded in white-hot agony as I stumbled, disoriented. She had hit me. She had taken a stool and struck me down to save him. I crumpled to the ground, vision swimming, ears ringing. But even through the haze I saw her face. She was afraid, trembling, believing she had ended it, that she had won. But she was wrong. Something inside me shifted at that moment. A deeper rage, not wild, not uncontrollable. This one was focused, deliberate. My body was weak, but my mind was crystal clear. Natalie stood over me, breath shallow. The broken piece of furniture still clenched in her hand. Her lover was beside her, coughing, rubbing his bruised throat, trying to recover. She leaned toward him, her voice soft, apologetic. "Baby, are you okay?" She whispered like I wasn't even there. Baby, she called him that, in front of me, the man she had cheated with. My rage simmered beneath the surface, but I forced myself to stay still. There was no power in reacting blindly. Not yet. I focused on my breathing. Patience was key. Then he had the nerve to speak. "What the hell, man? You almost killed me." I nearly laughed. He didn't understand. I didn't care about him, never had. He was a symptom, not the disease. My gaze remained locked on Natalie. This was about her. I pushed myself up slowly, pain pulsing in my skull. I brushed dust off my clothes, then looked her straight in the eye. My voice came out calm, measured, cold. "You just made the biggest mistake of your life." Her lover shifted awkwardly, sensing the tension but too cowardly to act. I didn't even glance at him. My focus remained on her. She looked unsure now, uncertain. She expected me to plead, to weep, to break. But I didn't. I was silent, steady, and that terrified her more than any scream ever could. "You'll regret this," I said quietly, each word deliberate. "Both of you will." She rolled her eyes. "Stop being dramatic." I didn't answer. I didn't need to. I turned and walked out of that bedroom, not in shame, not in defeat, but with purpose. My revenge wasn't a question of if, it was only a matter of when. The days that followed were unnervingly quiet. No arguments, no yelling, just silence. She seemed relieved, even a little smug, assuming I was too shocked to respond. She thought it was over. She thought wrong. While she laughed on the phone with her lover, acting like nothing had happened, I was preparing. While she played pretend, I was planting the seeds. Strategizing. Watching. I set up hidden cameras around the house. Discreet, undetectable. The bedroom, the living room, the kitchen. Even her car. Every move she made was being recorded. Every lie, every kiss, every betrayal, documented. She had no idea what was coming. And that ignorance was her final mistake. Natalie had grown careless, she thought she'd already won. That false sense of security made her reckless. She stopped hiding what she was doing. That was her third mistake in just 2 days. By then, I had gathered everything I needed. Videos, messages, a phone call recording where she laughed with someone about how pathetic and gullible I was. She had no idea what was about to unfold. 4 years, Natalie had been careless with money, depending entirely on my income to maintain her luxurious lifestyle. She never paid close attention to our shared finances. So while she was off entertaining her affair, I quietly moved all my assets into a private account. I canceled her credit cards and met with a divorce attorney. Within a matter of hours, she went from pampered to penniless, and she didn't even know it yet. But this wasn't just about revenge. It was about tearing down the illusion she had spent years building. Natalie lived for the admiration of others. Her friends, family, and coworkers all believed she was the ideal wife. That mask was about to be ripped off. I made sure the evidence reached everyone, her parents, her best friends, even her boss. When I was done, she wouldn't just lose her marriage. She'd lose everything. Once everything was in place, I sat back and waited. The fallout came fast. She found out her credit. Cards didn't work and came storming into the house, rage written all over her face. "What the hell is happening?" she yelled, shoving her phone at me. Why are my accounts empty? Why is my family calling me? I sat calmly in my chair, watching her unravel. I didn't say a word. I just slid my phone across the table toward her. Her hands shook as she picked it up and began reading through the texts, watching the videos, seeing the shocked responses from the people she had fooled for so long. Her face went pale. I stood slowly, looming over her. My voice was low, steady. Did you really think I'd let you get away with this? I asked. Did you think I'd just stay quiet while you humiliated me? She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. I leaned in closer. My voice dropped to a whisper. This is just the beginning. She hadn't realized it yet, but the life she clung to was already gone. For a long moment she just stood there, staring at the phone as if it had physically struck her. Everything she cared about, gone in an instant. I turned and walked away, not giving her the satisfaction of a reaction. Wait, we can talk. We can fix this, she called after me, chasing me down the hallway. Now she wanted to talk. Now that her lies had been exposed and her fantasy had collapsed. I stopped and turned to face her. There's nothing to fix, I said. You're not sorry. You're just sorry you got caught. It all crumbled after that. Her family cut her off. Her friends distanced themselves. Her boss didn't hesitate to terminate her. Turns out most companies don't want their public-facing employees caught in scandalous videos. As for the man she cheated with, he disappeared the moment the drama got real. She sent him desperate texts, left voicemails, even went to his house. I know because I saw the messages. I had cloned her phone. I even had a video of him slamming the door in her face. My final move came the next morning when I filed the divorce papers. I didn't hesitate. The next day when she received them, she came storming back to the house. You can't do this. I'm entitled to. I cut her off. You don't have a job. You don't have a support system. And after everything you've done, you have no case. I handed her a folder. Inside were documents detailing her infidelity, her boyfriend's criminal past, her spending habits, all time-stamped and organized. This is what I'm showing the judge, I said. You can walk away quietly or I'll make sure you have nothing left. She didn't argue after that. She knew she was finished. 2 weeks later she sent me a message. Please, I have nothing. I messed up. Just talk to me. That chapter of my life was closed. I didn't reply. I poured myself a drink, watched the evidence one final time, not to hurt, but to remember. To remind myself what happens when you give someone your trust and they use it to crush you. Time passed. Natalie didn't give up easily. She tried everything, calling from different numbers, sending emails under fake names, even showing up at my new job. Security had to remove her. The last time I saw her, she looked like a shadow of the woman I used to know, eyes hollow, hair unkempt, paranoid and alone. And she should have been. The damage she caused wasn't temporary. The videos, the betrayal, the lies, they never faded. She ended up back at her mother's house. No job. No social circle. No one who cared. Even the people who used to envy her stayed far away now. As for me, I moved on. Slowly but surely, therapy helped me rebuild. I got a better job offer in a new city, and for the first time in a long time I felt free. I took my time. I didn't rush into anything. I didn't need to. I was finally at peace. No more walking on eggshells. Every step I took was my own. A year after the divorce I received another message from an unknown number. I still think about you every day. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything. I read it, sat with it for a moment, and then deleted it. No reply. No rage. No closure. She didn't get the last word. Revenge didn't erase the pain. It didn't undo the betrayal. But it gave me something she had taken from me, my power. It reminded her, and more importantly, reminded me that every action has a consequence. Some wounds you don't bleed from forever. Some wounds you stitch shut, and then hand the knife back to the one who tried to cut you and walk away.